Dear brothers and sisters, typically when we talk about the effect that we are having on the rest of the ummah, and so you can talk about the role of sins in bringing about burden, or you could talk about the role of dua and bringing about relief. But subhanAllah, there's a very specific act of worship that distinguishes us from everyone else. So someone might say, why would you talk about Qiyamul Layl? Why would you talk about the night prayer when most Muslims are struggling to even pray 5 times a day? If a person is not praying 5 times a day, then it could be that they are a source of sin upon this ummah. But if a person wants to be a source of strength for this ummah, then that's where Qiyam comes in. That's number one. Number two, it could be that in that night prayer that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provokes in you a sweetness in those moments of being alone that actually transforms the quality of your 5 salawat. And so the quality that you gain from 2 rak'ahs at night can transform 5 prayers of the day. But there's something else that I really want us to get to. That in this moment in particular, there is nothing that can build us for the moment like Qiyam as individuals and as societies. There is nothing that can give us victory over those who oppress us like this particular act of worship. Then he says, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, وَصَلُّوا بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّاسُ نِيَامٌ. Pray at night while other people are sleeping. تَدْخُلُ الْجَنَّةَ بِسَلَامٍ. You'll enter paradise in peace. A very specific group of people. Stand up and pray at night when other people go to sleep, because you're going to nurture something in those moments that no one else can nurture. You're going to kindle a fire in your heart in those moments that no one else knows what it's like to kindle. But you have to be willing to put in that sacrifice. Before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made the 5 prayers obligatory, He made Qiyamul Layl obligatory on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He made the night prayer obligatory on the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the believers by extension. Then once Allah revealed the 5 obligatory prayers, then the second part of Al-Muzammil was revealed, as Aisha radiallahu anha said, which turned it into a voluntary prayer. So you will not be punished on the Day of Judgment for not praying Qiyamul Layl. It's not obligatory. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about the battle of Badr, when the Muslims were outnumbered by those who had no good intentions towards them and wanted to do all sorts of things towards them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not attribute the victory that came to them through the archers. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِذْ تَسْتَغِيثُونَ رَبَّكُمْ فَاسْتَجَابَ لَكُمْ. The victory came last night when you were in the tent and you were making dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You were supplicating your Lord. إِذْ تَسْتَغِيثُونَ رَبَّكُمْ فَاسْتَجَابَ لَكُمْ. That's when Allah answered you. In our personal lives, dua is an arrow. Dua is a connection between you and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala over those who commit dhulm against you. What better time than for all of us to say, you know what? I'm going to take on this habit. Once a week, twice a week. And if I taste the sweetness of it, it might inject the sweetness that I needed in my salah, and it might give us the victory that we need over ourselves and then over those that oppress us.